Oh. Yeah, y'all know I usually don't come on. I've been so busy trying to make this stuff make sense out here. But I was saying I was going to give you all a video when I got back in town from Dubai. And Sweet Berry, thanks to her donation, and she asked me what did I learn. So that's what I wanted to bring you all tonight. But I know it's kind of impromptu. I've been driving all day, so I'm kind of tired. And I worked out today. Um, so I'll just leave the info up, and then you all can catch it on the playback. But Dubai was definitely a worthwhile experience. It's America, but it has better infrastructure, and you don't have so many, YT people um, in charge of everything. But one of the reasons why I really wanted to go there was because I had been hearing that they're trying to position themselves to become a crypto hub for the whole planet. And I was hoping and praying that these old geezers that we got up there on Capitol Hill, that they get with with the times, and allow some fresh blood to come in so we can, the US could lead the crypto revolution for the planet, But they so old, spiteful, and hateful, and they don't want to see nobody get new money, because the money that it took them to grow, just think of this, the money that it took them to grow, say like a Apple or Amazon or even a Google or Walmart, it took these companies literally decades in some instances to grow to the market share that they have. Crypto is going to pass that with the blink of an eye. I think right now the largest company out there is Apple. It's at number one, somewhere around, I think Apple must be like what, 3 trillion, 4 trillion, something like that. Crypto is already in 10 years is at a trillion. And we got mass adoption coming because the financial institutions, because they're dying, and y'all know y'all boy brought it to y'all first, that since they're dying, because it wasn't nothing but a Ponzi scheme. Fiat fractional reserve banking, you put in $100 and then they can generate 900 on top of that one. You know that system was gonna fail, and then they took that money and just, so it's set up to fail at some point, and you got to have a correction. But now the derivative market is so huge, ain't nothing but bad debt. They give it a fancy name like derivatives, but really it's just bad debt. And they can't keep, at this point, selling it off to the Chinese and these people, that people, because people then woke up to the scam now, So now they're not buying. Hell, they getting rid of their treasury notes. So, and they're not using the dollar. And then you got what happened in Saudi Arabia with them taking that first transaction with China with oil, with the yuan, the digital yuan, The collapse is it's in sight. So, but before these old geezers go down, they're gonna bring the whole world down with them. You know, and to me, it's smart at this point because you know there's no return. There's no way they can return from this. So they pretty much need to bring the whole world economy down. And on the ashes of that, crypto is gonna be born. And who all's in now are gonna wish that they had bought more. All who don't get in, you're basically gonna be stuck at the bottom forever. You'll never get this opportunity again in life. In 2 lives, 3 lives, 4 lifetimes. You'll never get this opportunity again. We got the biggest transfer of wealth in human history gonna take place soon. I can't predict when, but I would say somewhere within the next, I want to say 12 to 18 months. Yep. But the end is near. Now they trying to, the banks of the big boys have finally realized, and some of these asset managers have realized, like they got to get in crypto now. If they don't get in now, they pretty much gonna be shut out, and that's the old institutional money. So they want a chance to take advantage of all this new money gonna be coming in. But the problem is they stayed out so long, 10 years, saying that it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. Then they realized after they really took a good study and they did all these research papers and all these studies they performed, they realized that blockchain is the future. So now they want to get in. They're 10 years late, but they figure like, well, hey, look, we got trillions. We'll just come in and take the market over, considering it's still in elementary school. It hasn't grown up yet. It's not a teenager. It's not a young adult. It's not an adult yet. The crypto industry as a whole. So they figure they can come in with this old institutional money and basically shake everybody else out. So what you see in the market right now is a shakeout. Okay, they're going out the exchanges, right? Because if they go out to the exchanges, then that push them out of business, and then they can come in with their exchange and basically force everybody to come on to theirs so they can generate that money. Because they said, you had Celsius that failed. We had some other place in Hungary had a exchange. They gave this guy like 19,000 years. He was a CEO of exchange somewhere in Hungary or Germany, one of them places over there. I forgot. I never knew who he was, so I never bothered with it. They got my man Bankman Fried, which I think that was a inside job with him. I think he was in with the people. And then they got the CEOs of SafeMoon, and now they at Binance. This guy, they want him to step down, plead guilty to mail fraud or what, money laundering, wire something. Well, I forgot exactly what his charges is, and for him to pay a fine of $4 billion. But the thing is, and then now that he steps down, the very person who they ascend to that CEO position just happened to be a card-carrying member of the Economic Forum. I'm like, oh my God. You can't believe what they say. You got to look at what they do. This dude steps down from his own exchange, which is the #1 exchange on planet Earth. He took in fees somewhere around 43 billion. Just the fees. And when this next bull run take place, he was probably going to take in a couple trillion in fees. So they basically went at him, got him to step down and plead guilty. They put they boy in charge of it. They probably read him the riot act. Look, you could either step down, take these charges, and take your little, 20 billion and going off in the sunset, or we pew and just take it all from you. You know what I mean? And so he probably like, hey, I ain't, I'm out here I'm a fish out here by myself, and I got a bunch of sharks saying they're gonna eat me. But the problem is now I never got into Binance. So now they get the access to the records. So now they're gonna go in there and look for anything that's shady, any I ain't dotted, any T ain't crossed, and they're gonna start going after people. I never got into Binance because it was basically, I think he was about in Canada, I want to say. And then they was going at Coinbase as well, which is number 2 exchange. But Ripple decided to partner with them. So I think they're going to end up emerging being number 1. And then I think one of these other companies, I forgot which one, is coming out with an exchange here in the US. So I think it's going to be those 2 who they're going to want us to deal with. But what I do like about Dubai, they have an exchange that they're starting. It's called M2. Now I haven't got all the particulars yet. I just read the white papers on it. But I'm going to look to get into that because they're going to launch their own coin, their own exchange. So I'm definitely want to be a part of that because it's going to be over there. And it's going to be outside of the jurisdiction of the U.S. Okay? So they're positioning themselves to be a crypto hub. So over there, you're going to be able to put all your crypto is going to be, you could put your crypto on a debit card, and you can just go wherever you want, buy whatever you want, just swipe your card. It's almost already a cashless society over there. Okay? You'll be able to buy cars, buy houses, food, pay for your taxi, everything with your card. So I'm loving that idea. You know what I mean? So that's one thing it has going forward, that it's positioning itself to be a crypto hub, a crypto friendly country. Okay? That's one thing I like about Dubai. The other thing is the weather. It's hot, but it's nice. You start to tolerate it after a while. The infrastructure is excellent. And then you're around a lot of wealthy people. So you being among wealthy people is, even if you're wealthy, you're not going to stand out because you got people there with, literally billions, which I love. What up? What up? I see you. So what else? What I was going to say? They got good food over there. And the infrastructure is just amazing. Everything is new. You don't even see any potholes. I ain't seen no rats. You know what I mean? I ain't seen none of that. The people seem pretty friendly. I didn't really feel no animosity because I walked in the room. A lot of them were just kind of puzzled to see me as a black man, big black man, because a lot of them was asking me, was I from Nigeria? I'm like, nah, I'm from Sierra Leone by way of America. And they were like, man, we never heard that combination. I'm like, yeah, you probably haven't. But then another thing I like, they got Amazon there, so you can get packages like it ain't nothing. I see a lot of American cars there, and the fuel prices were cheap. I think gallon of gas there was like $2.75, something like that, $2.50, $2.75 a gallon. So that was pretty decent. Food a lot better because they don't allow so many of the chemicals in there. A lot of my health products that I like to get, my elderberry, my sea moth, my black seed, my moringa, my neem, they got it there. So I kind of like that. So it's the difference of being around. See, like here, the powers that be don't want too many people to enter into the 1%. So they do everything in their power to basically suck the economic life out of the general populace, okay, which is us. That's why the high taxes. So they tax you before you get the check, which they taking 30% wave, basically 35%. Let's just give a number, 35% before you even touch your money. Then everything you buy, you got to pay tax. You pay your cell phone bill, you got to pay that tax. You get gas, you got to pay tax. Sales tax, okay? You pay your water bills, a tax on there, right? You pay your property taxes. So you basically being taxed when it's all said and done, 60%, and you're left with 40 to live on. So it's hard for you to move out of your position in life and move into that 1%, given the fact that you're paying this many taxes. Just imagine if you can eliminate that whole 60% and get a whole 100% of your money. How much further could you get ahead, and how many more investments could you have if you still had access to that money? See, that's the question we have to ask ourselves, right? Now in Dubai, you don't have to pay that. Now you got to pay sales tax, but there's no income tax. So you figure if you pay sales tax on stuff that you buy, you figure what's that going to be, like 10, 17, maybe 20%, if that. So it's more money that you have in your possession that you can put toward investments, maybe rental property, maybe starting a business, maybe doing some type of philanthropy. You can invest in the stock market. You can do crypto. You could just travel. You get your vacation home. You could do whatever. Buy a new car. So you put money into the economy, which keeps it flowing. Currency is supposed to keep flowing. Here, they don't want it to flow because they don't want too many people at the top, because they want to run it. And if they can't run it, they'd rather burn it down. Okay? And that's why America is not at the top. This country had really, and we probably still do if they come around and do it right, but I know they're not. If they wake up and turn it around, we could actually be a power so great that nobody could overtake this country. Because with crypto coming in and the old system getting ready to die, if they go ahead and mass adopt it now, it will put more confidence, right? Give us some tax breaks, okay? So we could take that money and put it into investments, and when the boom take place, the whole country grows with it. And we will go out and buy more because you got more money to spend. But that ain't the way they think. That ain't the way they think. You know what I mean? They don't want to, because in their mind, even if you do come in with new money, you still consider it undesirable. And that's the reason why they do things the way they do it. Okay? So at this point, a smart person would say, well, where in the world could I go where my money can take me the furthest? So that was one reason why I went. And based off of those 3 weeks I was there, because I was there for 3 weeks, based off of those 3 weeks, it would go a lot further there than it will here. Okay? The banking system is a lot more stronger there because they got all that oil money in their banks. So those banks are doing really well. Really well. And it's pretty much a cashless society. Everywhere you go over there, you just use your card. They got the little pocket machines about the same size as an iPhone. They keep them in their pocket. They pull it out. You touch it. Boom. I'm like, this is off the chain. Off the chain. But anyway, so they're going after these exchange CEOs, and they're looking to bring them down because they literally dicked around for 10 years thinking that it was a scam or whatever. And now they realize, like, man, we're about to miss out on trillions of dollars. So we need to get in because the market has been propped up and what I want to say, it's been propped up and evolved by retail investors. And what I mean by retail investors is us, individual persons putting their money into the market, believing in it, reading the white papers, studying what use case these currencies have, the the utility value of these coins, how do they solve problems in the real world. That's what we've been doing. So we're considered retail investors, where they are considered institutional investors because they're investing individuals' money as a whole, and they coming in with a lot of money. So because they've been out the market all this time, and now we're coming into a new bull run, they want to get in now. So they realize if they get in and they don't have control of it, they're gonna make a lot of people rich that they didn't intend to do that. They didn't intend to make us rich. So they realize, like, look, we got to do something about that. So the first thing they're doing is taking down all of the exchanges, or at least the ones that is not willing to play hardball or not willing to play ball with them. So they're taking down the exchanges, right? Which makes it harder for a person like us to on-ramp, what they call on-ramp and off-ramp your money. Because in order for you to get the crypto, you got to take your fiat currency and you got to have an onboarding process in order to buy it, which that's i.e. the exchanges. So if they get rid of theirs and then get rid of the ones that's open competition, get rid of them, and then you put your people in there with your exchange, now you can put regulations to the point where they won't know where because blockchain is public. They won't know where every penny is at. So they know, okay, they can turn that over to their boys, the IRS, so they can tax the hell out you. That's what they're in the process of doing, because they don't want to make too many people rich that they didn't intend to, that they never planned to be rich. So that's what they're in the process of doing. But the way I look at it is, I've been in 10 years already. So whatever they do, it don't matter. I'll pay the taxes. I got a few of my buddies, they're like, man, they trying to look for any way possible not to pay them. I'm like, man, it's best if we just go ahead and pay them. You know what I mean? If we're so blessed to been to pick the right coins, because you figure it's like 13,000 different coins out there. Pretty much 12,000 something are going to go to zero once they all come in with that big money. All the ones that don't do nothing, that just look nice, got some nice artwork, don't really serve a purpose, don't really have no utility value, don't really solve real world problems, all them cryptocurrencies are going to go to zero. And a lot of them guys are going to end up, it depends on how much money they made, either going to be going to jail or paying a fine and going to jail. Okay? Or be found somewhere in a ditch. That's what's going to happen. Okay? And then the ones that's going to be left are going to be the powerhouses. If I had to give you an analogy, it would be when we had .com. Remember when we had all those .coms? A lot of them didn't serve no purpose in the real world. They did not solve actual problems. They just looked nice. They had a nice window dressing. It's like going into a McDonald's. When you look at the outside, everything looked like it's on the up and up. But when you get inside there, there's no employees, there's no machines, there's no food, there's no nothing. That's basically what the .coms were. But out of that era of .coms, we got our Microsoft. We got our, not Microsoft, we got our Amazon, we got our eBays. We got some giants up out of that. It's going to be the same thing with the crypto market. Okay? We're going to get some giants out of this. And if we so happen to pick the right ones, okay, to invest in, a lot of people are going to be very happy. I know I am, because my mindset is, if you put your money in the ISO 222 tokens, those have some real utility. They solve real world problems, and to me, that's the best place to start. Okay, um, when they come in with their institutional money, they're saying it could be anywhere from 10 trillion all the way up to 30 trillion, and possibly even more than that. Because if they tokenized everything, which they can, now we're looking at quadrillions of dollars probably in the next 10 years. Oh my God. Because that's the only way out of this. You know what I mean? You pretty much got to just wipe out everybody's debt, tokenize everything, right? That's the only thing I can see. Because fiat currency it's what they call it. It's a design flaw created in the currency. I don't know if people really understand that, because anytime you could take $100 to the bank, and off that $100 that you deposit, they could create $900 on top of that one, right, out of thin air, and they've been doing this since 13 since they came up with the Federal Reserve Act over there on Jekyll Island. Ever since they did that, it was built with a design flaw. So now we at the point where we got to pay for. Hey, somebody got to pay for all this, okay? And based off of the fact that we almost $34 trillion in debt, we could never pay that back. You could never pay that back. So I feel sorry for the folks who just refuse to take time to understand this stuff. It's not going nowhere. You turn on the news, you turn on any of those financial talk shows. You open up magazine Forbes or Bloomberg. You go to Yahoo Finance. You go on any financial program, all they talking about is crypto. When they get to the point where that's all they talk about, if y'all not in, you'll never get in. Trust me. Because they went from saying that it was a scam to now this is all they talk about. Okay? This is all they talk about. So I said to myself, if I'm so fortunate to pick the right ones, I'll just pay them they tax, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. Simple as that. Now I may keep me a residence over here, but it'll just be for show. Because I'm getting up out of here. We got a couple crypto friendly places that's setting themselves up to invite an influx of people. One is Thailand. Argentina just threw their hat in the ring. San Salvador, something like that. I think that's it. They threw their hat in the ring because they were the first ones to adopt crypto. Brazil has been real friendly for crypto. South Korea, of course, the UK. That's where Uphold is based in the UK, in London. So London is one of them. It's just here in America, been dragging their feet. South Africa been pretty decent, and Nigeria has been buying a lot of Bitcoin. So, and of course, you can get a lot from the Middle East as well. So my thing is, I'm going where the action is. That's how I look at it. I'm gonna keep a residence here just because, you know, they are coming in with the big money. You got State Street, you got BlackRock, you got Fidelity, you got ARK Invest, Grayscale, and a slew of other asset management companies. They all apply for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Okay, So basically what that means is you're going to be because most people can't afford a Bitcoin right now. I think, well, I ain't looked at it today, but I think the last time I looked at it, it was like 38,000 for one coin. So most people cannot afford that. So what they're opting to do is to buy coins, and then you being a retail investor, you can buy fractions of a Bitcoin. So let's say they buy 100 Bitcoins at 38,000 a piece. You'll be able to come in with your $100. That's all you can afford, and you could buy $100 worth of a Bitcoin. So a fraction of 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 a Bitcoin is what you own. And basically, all you gonna do is hold. They gonna give you like a certificate, and they probably send it to your email or something like that. So you're just gonna get a paper certificate. So basically, what they're selling you is paper. They're gonna hold on to the real hard asset and have it on their balance sheet, and they're gonna give you the paper version, right? That's how it's gonna work, which is cool with me. I ain't got no problem with that because I ain't got a whole Bitcoin, but I got some money in it, you know. Um, so that's what they're planning on doing. Now, I think it's 9 companies that applied. So the SEC has a certain amount of time before they have to make a decision. And I think one of the companies, I think the first one to file, they have to make a decision on them if they're going to be approved for it or not by, I think, January 14th or 12th or something like that. So with everybody's in the crypto spaces thinking that they're going to go ahead and approve each one of them. Okay, it's 9 companies. When you add up the net worth of these 9 companies, it's like it might be over 100 trillion. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it's 50 trillion, but it's a lot of money. Okay, so they come in with that kind of bread. But right now the market is only around $1 trillion. You come in with 50 times that, oh my God. Now that would turn the market around in this country. But the problem is they want to control. So they want to come in late. Okay, think of it like this. It's like the old, well, like one guy says, it's like the old chick in the club. You know, she 50 years old. Everybody in the club 20 something. She 50. She 50 years old. She want to come to the club. You know what I mean? That's what these companies remind me of now. They the old 50-year-old chick in the club. Now they want to come to the club. We've been in the club chilling the whole time, right? And then when they come in, they want to take it over. Yep, they want to take it over. And they got old money. That old debt based system that they done basically got all that money from the, basically robbing and stealing is how they got it, because it's Ponzi scheme money, right? Monopoly money. So they want to take that money and take over the space. And what can we do? We can't really stop them. And they got the government on their side. It's a wrap. Thing is, they're going to inadvertently make certain people wealthy. And that's what a lot of us is waiting for. So I'm like, hey, forget it. Burn it all down. Let them come in with the institutional money. Let them tokenize everything. It's going to inadvertently make a lot of us wealthy. And then we'll be able to get up out here, pay them their taxes, and I'm out. Go to Africa, buy me like 1,000 acres, build me a compound, some rental units, and a nice farm, and dig me some wells. And then I'm going to go to Dubai, maybe open up a business there, do some real estate there, and just kind of float around the world. That's the plan. But basically, start moving my operations over there. Okay? That's the plan at this point. Because when this sucker go down, ain't no telling how long they going to let it. I don't know if we're going to have a hard bounce or hard crash, or is it going to be a soft crash? I don't know. I don't know. Knowing these devils, they want a hard crash because we still think we uppity. You know what I mean? They think we uppity. And they want to humble us. So, either way, we're in for a little rough, little turbulence here. Coming soon. How soon? I would think between first and second quarter next year. Q1, Q2. Yep. They said Black Friday was a bust. We ain't had no whole lot of people out shopping because nobody got no money. I went to Walmart today. I was expecting it to be wall to wall. I was able to get in and out with no problem. No problem. And people were just really in there buying groceries, it looked like. I went and got me some stuff to snack on, some pistachios, and a massage thing for my neck. My neck been troubling me since I've been back in the truck. I'm just stiff from holding the wheel so long. But yeah, that's what I learned. Dubai is definitely better in every aspect. You know what I mean? Beautiful airport, beautiful infrastructure, no taxes, modern architecture. It ain't so many, albinoid devils there. And the ones that are there are from, Europe. And you pretty much got everybody there from all around the world. You got a lot of Indians, you got Chinese, you got Americans there, you got South American people there, you got pretty much people from all the Russians. You got people from all over the planet that's there. So I like that. Whereas a lot more, it ain't so much concentrated like it is here. Balkanized, where you got millions and millions and millions of one race, and they basically run everything. It ain't like that over there. You got the Arabs who pretty much running it all, but it's an open system where they're not openly trying to keep you down. The way they got it set up, it's open competition and let the best man win. There's no restraints here. It's restraints everywhere. The restraints are built into the system, right? Over there, I didn't necessarily see it like that. So they got they 3 airports, right? So I want to be, once I move over there, I want to be toward that second airport. That way I can 20 minutes tops. Less than that, really. 15 minutes. I could be at the airport. Pew. Fly over to Sierra Leone. Take whatever I want to do over there. Then fly for that over to China. Because now China pretty much back open for business. I want to fly over there to the manufacturing district so I can buy products by the container. And ship them over to Africa. Because over there, people need a lot of stuff. And so I can easily just fly over to China, stay 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month maybe, and tour all the factories, narrow down which ones I want, order the products by the container. That way you get a low price, and then ship them over to Sierra Leone, so people can have more variety in the items that they want to buy. Because right now it's not a lot of variety, And then also you can have a lot of things shipped over to over here and over to Dubai, because they shipping is a lot. Man, it's on point, and they got Amazon there. So yeah, it's a big power move what they did, coming up with their own exchange and a token, and it's a crypto friendly nation. Boy, see, America didn't put a bad taste in a lot of investors' mouth. So when the bull run takes place, and it go to the moon, a lot of people gonna sell. They may not sell all their position, but they're gonna sell enough. Like in my case, let's say all my coins equal up to 1 million. I'm gonna sell half right off the bat. Take the tax hit. Since I've been holding more than a year, they say I only got to pay, I think, 20% capital gain. So that's like out of 500,000, I have to get them 100,000. So I take 400,000, I can get up out of here. You know, in Africa, you don't need that much. You know, $100,000, you do wonders in Sierra Leone with $100,000. And Dubai, not so much. You know, that could barely get you a studio apartment in Dubai. You know what I mean? But keep in mind, I would only sell half of my position. I keep the other half because crypto got a long way to go. We're looking at this bull run that's coming up, and then we're looking at another one in 2030. So, inshallah, if we can live long enough for the next 2 bull runs in crypto, it shouldn't be no looking back. Yeah, we should be able to take care of yourself, your kids, kids. Should be enough money to take care of at least 2 or 3 generations if they don't blow the planet up. You know. But yeah, I hope y'all paying attention. The old system getting ready to crash. So if I was y'all, you should keep some cash on hand, as much as you can get. And start moving your money around. Maybe move it to a credit union. That's who I bank with now, credit union. And grab you some silver if you can. That way, if you don't have access to your money, you can always barter for goods and service with your silver, because that's God's money. You know what I mean? Keep you some food, storable food. You can get it at Costco. You can get it at Sam's Club. Walmart got some. Of course, you can order it offline, and then you're gonna need some water just in case, because ain't no telling what kind of crash we're gonna have. Is it gonna be soft or is it gonna be hard? And since we don't know, it's better to be prepared for pretty much either way, as opposed to just being caught with your pants down. My nose feeling all stopped up. But yeah, it was a good experience. I'm glad I went. Now I can't wait to go back. But and then this trucking thing, man, they messing the trucking business up so bad now. Oh my God. I don't know what it is. Companies going out of business. The rates and fail. There's no whole lot of activity in the market. Consumerism is down. Black Friday was a bust. They was hoping for a hell of a Black Friday. Boy, they're gonna be disappointed. Wait till Monday come and y'all hear the numbers. Ooh wee. There's gonna be blood in the street on Monday. They're gonna have Cyber Monday. They're gonna be pumping up Cyber Monday. It's gonna be Cyber Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Cyber Saturday, and Sunday. They're gonna have a whole week of cyber shit, because Black Friday was a bust. I can tell you that right now. I ain't even see a whole lot of traffic out here. I drove all day today. I went to at least I went to 3 states today, and I didn't even see a whole lot of traffic. So there wasn't a whole lot of people spending no money today. So yeah, they're gonna be tripping on Monday, because excuse me, they usually make their most of their money for the year. Most retailers doing this time, and a lot of folks been. I didn't know it was some type of quiet boycott. I heard. I ain't even know nothing about it, but that's what I started listening to TikTok a little bit before I came on with y'all. Somebody was saying, yeah, that people were quietly boycotting Black Friday, and now they saying that they want to boycott Christmas, and no Christmas buying either. Boy, if they boycott Christmas, yeah, First quarter next year, there's gonna be blood in the street. If they boycott Christmas, if just if just 20% of the population boycott Christmas, it's a wrap. Everything gonna come to a halt. I'm telling you. We got trucking companies going out of business every day now. The supply chain is just fucked up. It's fucked, guys. I'm scrambling to get loads now. I'm getting them, but shit, I got to do twice as much work to get them. Before it was easy, it was plentiful, it was just falling in my lap. Now I got to literally fight to get loads. Luckily, I'm used to fighting, you know what I mean? So I've been getting them, but I'm having to do a lot more deadhead. For you all who don't know what deadhead is, that's a lot more driving with no load just to get myself to a place where the loads are at. You know? But ain't nothing I either do that or stay at home. So I'm like, shit, I can't stay at home, so I have to do it. I took a load from Oklahoma. Did I pick it up in Oklahoma? Yeah, I picked it up in Oklahoma and took it to Sacramento, California. Pay really well. That's usually nothing coming out of California. So they was like, well, we ain't got nothing coming out of California. I said, well, I already knew that when when on my way up there. I knew it wasn't gonna be nothing coming up out of there. So I said, okay, fine. I told them before, even when I was on my way up there, I said, look, start positioning me and start looking for me something like next week coming up out of here anywhere along the way back to the house. So, but I said I don't want to go back home. I'm going to be out. If I got to stay out in the system, what we call the system, which is the whole 48 states, we call it the system. Keep me out in the system for at least the next 2 months. I don't even want to go home because you don't make no money at home. I'd rather figure out a way to make it out here in a tough market. Because a lot of guys ain't gonna do that. That's the reason why a lot of them are quitting right now, which is freeing up the market for guys that's hungry like me. So I'm like, okay, fine. Couldn't find nothing. So I said, okay, well, route me to the biggest market, which is the closest. So from California, the closest market is Texas. So I said, route me to Houston then, because I know we usually can find some out of Houston. So by the time I got to Houston, which took like 2.5 days, all the work was gone. So the local guys in Houston got all the work and wasn't none left over. So they didn't need any help. So I'm like, damn, I'm already here now. So he's like, well, they got something in Alabama. So you want to leave from Houston and go to Alabama. So I'm like, cool. So I went to Alabama. So now you think about it. I came all the way from Sacramento, which is in the northern part of California, down through California, I-10 all the way across to Texas, to Houston, and then they don't have no work there. They had to leave that and go to Mobile, and luckily they had work. But the work they had, which paid well, but I had to go get it. So from Mobile, the load was in Tampa, where I had to go pick up at. So now keep in mind, I drove all the way from California empty, all the way to Texas. That took 2.5, 3 days. Then another day to get to Alabama. So that's 4 days driving empty. They don't make no money empty. Then once I get to Alabama, the next day, drive all the way to Tampa, which takes a day. So that's 5 days, no money. I get loaded in Tampa, and the load is going to Idaho, okay, which is 4 days. So you're looking at 10 days on the road. Oh my God. But the Idaho load pays well. So I'm like, okay, give it here. I'll take it at this point. Now, when I leave Idaho, the problem is there's no more work up this way. So I'm gonna have to go back, you know. And I said, well, at this point, I've been on the road for 25 days now. Yeah, I think 25 days. So I'm like, well, then route me back to Chicago, and then hopefully when I get back, because my truck is in the shop, so I'm in a loaner, so I could. My truck's supposed to be ready, so I want to go see if my truck is fixed. If it is, I can grab my truck, get out of this loaner, and Chicago definitely is a big market, and I could probably catch something coming out of Chicago, either going to Texas or going to Florida or going somewhere, or even going back to California. But yeah, it's a lot more work, a lot more work, and I'm not making, and it's not like I'm making more money. I might be making actually a little less now than the previous year because I have to do more deadheading, and of course, your boy Sleepy Joe said this is the best economy America has ever seen. I'm like, this dude, boy, if Lion was a Guinness Book of World Records event, he would win for sure. But the way things going, if people boycott Christmas, y'all can rest assured next year, first quarter, it will definitely be a collapse. It will definitely be a collapse. So y'all get ready. Get your food ready, get your water ready, get your silver, get your gold if you can afford it. Get you some mattress money, and get ready. Hold on to your caps, because once you'll see. Look at the news on Monday. Look at the news on Monday, and see how they talking about Black Friday. So we should have it should be hella deals on Monday, Cyber Monday. Look for 60, 70, 80% off online. Yep, because they didn't sell hardly shit. Yep, this is the world we live in. But hey, somebody voted for this fool. We had a chance to have Orange Man back in there, and everything would have been probably pretty stable. But this clown, oh my God! But it's gonna mess up a lot of people. But it's good for me, It's definitely good for me. I don't mind working hard, and my expenses not really that high, so I don't really care. To be honest with you, I want to make some money, but I'm ready for the system to crash and burn. To be honest with you, and the faster we can make it crash and burn, the better it's going to be for some of us. Now, a lot of folks are not prepared. I feel sorry for them, but hey, you've had enough warning. This country is due for a judgment. It's a lot of sins, a lot of blood on this country's hands. So at some point, we got to pay the piper. You know, and if you're in this country when it go down, you know, it's definitely gonna get on you too. So if I was y'all, just get prepared. That's why I say it's best. That makes sense that people should have had a place to go. So you got a secondary place to go. See, I could flash my Sierra Leone passport like, look, I want to go home. Yeah, and I can get up out of here. So for the folks who don't do it, they don't see the need and think that everything's gonna just work itself out. You should know by now it ain't finna work itself out. This whole system got to crash because they were just too greedy, and they was using that dollar as a weapon, basically as a blunt instrument to beat everybody around the world over the head. If you don't do what America tell you to do, they put sanctions on you. They were just using it as a club to beat people into submission, and people got tired of it. Now you got over half the countries in the world refusing to use the U.S. dollar. It's a wrap. The yuan is going to replace the dollar as the world reserve currency, and when that happens, this country is through. We're still going to be here, but we're not going to be the economic powerhouse we're accustomed to being. You know, And it's because of greed. This country had the opportunity to be the best country for all of the eternity if they had done things correctly. You got the schools here. You got your Yale, your Princetons, and your Harvards, your Browns, and your Columbias. You got all your top schools here. Education should be free for the best minds. Should be free. You should have the best grammar school. You should have the computer. We should have a computer in every class. You should be able to learn from home. You should be, man, we're supposed to have the best of every. This country literally could have the best of everything. And no country could compete with that. But they just want to do it just for their people. And because of that, now the whole country is behind. There's a lot of countries that's beating us out. And they still don't see it. They could easily turn this thing around on a dime, but they so corrupt, they so jealous, they so envious. They done stole their way to the top, and they don't want nobody else to have nothing. And instead of realizing that we're in trouble and we're on the verge of pretty much being taken over, that they don't even care. They like let it go to zero, and out of the ashes, only certain people and certain companies are going to remain. The people, damn the people. That's basically what they're saying. Because I can tell you right now, in this country, only about probably 2% that's even in crypto. Only 2%. So when this thing go to zero, what the other 98% of regular folks gonna do? I don't know what I've just been sitting there thinking like, what the hell are they gonna do when they realize that all your money is gone? I don't know. People gonna go crazy. they gonna start eating each other, shit. Cause only 2%. That's it. And so I don't know what they're gonna do. I guess they're gonna be handing out rations like they did in during the Great Depression time. Everybody gonna be getting a ration, and there's gonna be a curfew or whatever until they sort it all out. The grid may go down. Who knows what they're gonna do? They got to pull something because the system is broke, and they got to do something. And these other countries is not using the dollar too, so it's hastening the process. Like if they don't get a hold of this, we gonna hit so hard that they gonna get wiped out, and they don't want that. It's okay we get wiped out, but they want to still be in charge when it's all said and done. God forbid they get wiped out too. Now that would be the perfect scenario to me if they get wiped out. But that ain't how it's gonna go. They don't give a damn about the people. All of us could go to zero. They could care less. Long as they remain in power when it's all said and done. That's what the aim. Okay, I'm at an hour, guys. I just wanted to give y'all some info. And people can look at it on the playback. But start looking at the financial news. Start looking at Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal. What's the other one? Forbes. Look at any online magazine. Any news program that's dealing with that has a financial section of the news. If you just start paying attention for 1 week, I guarantee you'll start seeing the writing on the wall a lot clearer. And you need to start making some decisions on what you're gonna do, because if people do not get ahead of this thing, you're gonna wish you did. That's all I can say. You go wish you did, because when they come in with that institutional money, and then we got the Bitcoin halving taking place, and we got the bull run. So you got three things taking place all at the same time in the same year. Oh my God. Boy, boy, boy. Y'all will know. I'll be giving y'all live streams from Dubai and from Africa. Me doing my land over there. Y'all will see. But I'm going to go and get up out of here. Love y'all, A1s. You dig? Um, I'm not planning on going anywhere until sometime next year. Hopefully, depends on what happens, okay? Um, if something happens that's drastic, then more than likely I'm going to be leaving a lot sooner than that. I might try to slide down to Mexico, wait it out down there for a little bit, and then shoot over to Africa. But if everything just keep kind of motoring along, my next trip is in March. So I'm going to go to Liberia in March, and then during that same time, I might shoot over to Dubai to take care of a little something I'm trying to do there, and then make a pit stop in Sierra Leone for a week. Spend some time with my wife there so I can finish getting our apartment together, and then slide back over here, work for a few more months before I decide to what I'm going to do for the rest of the year. But y'all go over to TikTok, same name. I got a lot of videos over there, so if y'all trying to keep up with me, that's where I be at most of the time, because I like the short form video process over there. The fact that you can play music over there, and to me, it's just a little bit better. Coming over here, just talking for an hour, it's rough on me now. I done got too used to TikTok, so y'all want to come over there. I got a lot of good information over there, so. But let me get on off here because I got to sleep. I got to do at least 600 miles tomorrow, and then another 300 on Sunday in order to make this delivery. So let me get me some rest, and play this over and over if you need to. And you can always email me, gohamtrucking@gmail, if you want to ask some questions, or if you want me to do a stream on it, you know. But let me get out of here. This stream was brought to you by Sweet Berry. Thank you, Sweet Berry, for your donation. And if y'all got something y'all want me to talk about, do the same thing. Hit me on the Cash App, and then I'll do a video talking about it to bring people up to speed. Because I've been in this crypto thing for at least 10 years, so I got a little bit of knowledge on the subject. I ain't the brightest when it comes to it, but I have been on top of it, and I have at least invested in the top 25 coins. So I'm well positioned. So I'm ready on the next bull run. So we shall see. But all right, peace. And of course, Haggeries. I'll let y'all later.